All right, we're good.
All right, we're good.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, appreciate it. Bye. Coach Thomas. Hey, Coach Thomas. Up here. Up. What's their mascot? Bison. All right. Well, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Balko Arena for today's grade school matchup between the Balko Lady Bison Grade School versus the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison. Be a fun matchup here. The young girls for Balko have started out 0-2 this year, but they played some pretty stout competition.
Audio only. Audio only. Yeah, it's just an audio call.
Sorry about that. Had to answer a couple questions from the folks downstairs. The Balko Lady Bison grade school girls started out 0-2 this year. They have played some pretty stout competition though, and they've had a couple of close games. This is, we believe, the first game for the Hardesty Yarborough Bison as well. The HY Bison have a little bit of a height advantage over the Balko girls. But it'll be a fun matchup. Again, these young ones always are a fun one to watch and a fun one to call. We're gonna have a doubleheader for you today. We'll have the ladies going first, followed by the boys. Tip-off for this game was meant to be at 12:15, but as is wont to happen in some of these games, especially when we're in the middle of the day, in the middle of the school year, we're going to be a little bit delayed on that, but that is perfectly okay. As we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the start of the match between the Balko Lady Bison and the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison. You are listening to the Balko Bison Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bison Gym for today's grade school matchups between Balko and Hardesty Yarborough. We're going to start with the grade school girls. We got a nice crowd. Here gathered today. It's the first basketball event being hosted here in Balko for the grade school kids. We've got a combined crowd of about 150 or so, including some students that are playing hooky and watching basketball here. But we are about to have the tip-off. The coaches are giving some final instruction to their teams. As you are watching or listening to this stream, first of all, we thank you, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you all wherever you may be. Hardesty Yarborough will be in black uniforms with white trim, and they'll be heading from right to left across your television screen. Balko will be in white jerseys with maroon shorts and maroon trim on top. They'll be heading right to left across your television screen. Coach Johnson giving some final instructions. Unfortunately, this tends to happen with these grade school games. We don't have rosters for the visiting team, so we're not going to be able to give quite as thorough a call as we would hope, but we will do our very best here. Officials are bringing the ball up to the closing circle, about to do the opening tip. Having a little bit of dancing going on here with one of the Hardesty players. So Hallie Littaw is in the circle for the Lady Bison. doing the tip against number 1. The whistle blows. The ball is up in the air. The ball is tipped and controlled by Hardesty Yarborough. HY brings the ball up to the three-point line, passes the ball over to the top of the key, down to the block. The drive is blocked by Stockton. Fake and up and good for the for the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison. Number 14. Again, I'm sorry. The inbound is deflected and stolen by HY, and the pass is stolen by Littall. Littall comes up the timeline, being guarded closely by number 11. Has the ball to free throw line extended. Pass out to Mulberry. Mulberry at the top of the key, drives in, gets the screen. Passes over to Pinkard. Pinkard over to the elbow where the pass is intercepted, brought back across the timeline for HY. The layup is up and no good. Rebound is fought for underneath and deflected out of bounds. We have a foul on Balko. Number 30, Nina Jackson, will be her first team foul. HY to inbound underneath their own basket. 2-0 early on, 4:13 left to go here in the first period. Ball is inbounded to number 14 over to the wing. 18-foot jumper is off the far side and no good. Rebounded offensively. Shot is blocked at the elbow. Fought for the rebound and got HY, and HY will inbound underneath their own basket. Again, thank you all for listening to this broadcast. We have 3:52 remaining here in the first period. Ball comes across the timeline slowly, being guarded closely by Mulberry. Over to the free throw line extended. Three-point shot is off the front iron and no good. Ball heading out of bounds, rebounded by Tinley Mulberry. Being guarded closely in the backcourt near her own foul line. Comes slowly across the timeline. Screen set by Littall. The 14-foot jumper is off the side iron and no good. Ball goes out of bounds and will be possession of Balko. 3:24 remaining here in the first period with 2-0 your score. The HY coach calls the play, sets the defense. Stockton calls the play, sets it, and inbounds to Mulberry. Mulberry immediately takes a 16-foot jumper off the side iron, no good. Chase for the rebound is knocked out of bounds by Littall, and it will be HY Bison ball. HY will be inbounding right at the midcourt stripe. Ball inbounded to number 14, who's surveying the play. Over to the free throw line extended. Still has her dribble, does not take it. Pass is thrown away and stolen by Jolie Pinkard, who loses her balance as she crosses the timeline, being double guarded. The ball is stolen and comes back the other way quickly. 14 all the way up for a layup, which is up and good. And we have a timeout by the HY Lady Bison with 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Your score, Hardesty Yarborough 4, Balko 0. Balko Bison basketball will be with you here in just a minute on the Balko Bison Sports Network.
I'm going to try not to heckle too hard.
Nah. Welcome back to Bison Gym. 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter of this 5th and 6th grade girls matchup between the Hardesty Yarborough Bison and the Balko Bison. HY off to a strong start so far. A couple of good shots in, as we mentioned earlier. The HY Bison have a substantial height advantage. Balko does seem to be the faster team. So far, the height seems to be prevailing. It is, again, 4-0 favor HY. 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Stockton looking to inbound. Everybody guarded very closely. The inbound is caught by Littall. Littall races up across the timeline. Nina Jackson brings the ball into the center of the paint. Takes about a 10-foot jumper, which is off the side, no good. Ball rebounded by HY, and they come back the other way. It is a 2-0 break. The layup is off the glass and no good. Rebound by HY. She's fouled hard by Jackson. That is Nina Jackson's second foul, will be the second team foul. Number 11 for the HY Bison will be shooting free throws. Again, we apologize for not having a roster for the visiting team, so we're just kind of doing the best that we can here. First free throw is up on the way and off the back iron, no good. Subbing into the game for Balko is number 10, Aria Vaughn. She will be replacing Jolie Pinkard. So on the floor now for Balko is Jackson, Stockton, Vaughn, Mulberry, and Littall. Rebound off the missed free throw by Nina Jackson. As Littall brings the ball across the timeline and down to the block. Passes the ball inside the paint. Jackson's 6-footer is off the iron and no good. Littall with the offensive rebound. Goes back up. Again, no good. We have a scramble down there in the paint. We have a tie ball. The possession arrow favors Balko. And so the Balko Lady Bison will keep possession. 2:24 left to go here in the first period of play. 4-0 your score favor HY. Stockton looking to inbound. Looking for the open person. Finds Vaughn in the corner. Thinks about the shot. Opts not to take it. Mulberry crosses the lane. Stuck about 14 feet out. The pass is stolen, recovered back by Aria Vaughn. Vaughn takes the 12-foot jumper, which is off the front iron, no good. Rebound loose on the floor. Caught by, the rebound was got by Mulberry. Coach Johnson calls timeout for the Balko Lady Bison. 30-second timeout taken by Coach Johnson. We're going to take it with him with your score 4-0 HY here in the first quarter. Balko Bison basketball will return in a moment. Welcome everybody back to Bison Gym here in Balko, Oklahoma, here in the best place in the world, the Oklahoma Panhandle. 2:06 remaining here in the first period. 4-0 your score favor HY. Balko looking to inbound. Stockton has it, hesitates, inbounds it to Littall. Littall's shot is blocked as it goes up. Nina Jackson with the rebound. Passed out to Hudson Stockton. The shot is off the front iron, kicked out of bounds. Will be HY basketball. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first period of play. 4-0 your score favor HY. The visiting Bison bring the ball slowly across the timeline, guarded by Littall. Passes the ball close, guarded closely by Aria Vaughn. Aria Vaughn with the steal brings the ball into the front court. Has the ball, is being guarded by 14. Looks to pass in, does so to Hallie Littall. Littall stuck in the paint. She takes the 6-foot jumper. It's off the glass and no good. Rebounded by HY. Bring the ball quickly up court. 11 brings the ball up, looks to lay it up and in. Ball is blocked as she goes up. Rebounded by Hallie Littall. Stockton bringing the ball up the court. Passes off to Tinley Mulberry. Mulberry kind of caught here in the corner. Brings it across the timeline. Screen set by Hallie Littall. Good screen. Aria Vaughn has the ball and she travels with it before she can pass it. 1:14 left to go here in the first period. 4-0 your score favor the visiting HY Bison. Again, this is the first of 2 games. The gentlemen, 5th and 6th graders, will be playing shortly after the conclusion of this one. HY bringing the ball slowly across the timeline. Being guarded by Littall. Passes the ball over to the wing. Driving the ball into the block. Gets kind of stuck. Ball deflected, but rebounded by HY. Pass is deflected out of bounds. Will be the HY Bison ball with 1 minute remaining here in the first period. HY's height is doing a good job of offsetting the speed of the Balko girls so far. Ball inbounded to the wing, passes up to the top of the key. 5 driving in, passes it out again. Over to the free throw line, 14-foot jumper is off and no good. Deflected out of bounds, will remain on the left side of the court with HY. 50 seconds exactly remaining here in the first period. Ball is inbounded off to the wing. A 17-foot jumper is off the far iron and no good. Deflected. And we have a foul on the floor. Will be... the foul is on Nina Jackson. That is her 3rd personal foul here in the first quarter. HY basketball underneath their own basket. Long pass out. 3-point shot is up off the iron and no good. Rebounded by Aria Vaughn. Passes it off to Nina Jackson, who brings the ball across the timeline over to the free throw line extended. Passes out again. Tinley has the ball. Tinley Mulberry has the ball. Passes up to the top of the key. Aria Vaughn has it. Takes her dribble. Brings it up to 16-foot jumper. Is deflected as it goes up and no good. Hudson Stockton with the rebound. 21 seconds remaining. Tinley Mulberry with the shot. 14-footer is off the iron and no good. Ball still loose on the floor. Hallie Littall with the rebound. The 8-foot jumper is no good. Rebounded by Hudson Stockton. We're under 10 seconds to go here in the first period. Stockton resetting the offense. Takes a 15-foot jumper. It is off the iron and no good. Deflected out of bounds, and it will be the end of the first quarter with the score. The HY Bison 4 and the Balko Lady Bison 0. And that is the end of the first quarter. With the score, HY Bison 4, Balko Lady Bison 0. Balko Bison basketball will continue in just a moment here on the Balko Bison Sports Network. Welcome back to Balko High School here at the start of the second quarter, with the HY Bison leading the Balko HY Lady Bison leading the Balko Lady Bison by a score of 4-0. And like I said, we've got a good-sized crowd here, about 150 people. About half of them are in masks, about half of them are not. In this new and interesting COVID era of life and basketball, we have some normalcy. Getting a good-sized crowd here for a basketball game is a good thing. And we certainly want everybody to be safe and protected. And we certainly send our thoughts and well wishes out to everybody who is and has family battling COVID and illnesses of the like. It's just it's not a fun setting at all. HY will inbound the ball to start the second quarter. Balko Lady Bison set up in a 1-3-1 defense. Litaw guarding 14 very closely at the top of the key. Castro going for the steal, does not get it. Ball passes inbound. The layup is around the rim and in, and that gives HY a 6-0 lead. Inbound to Aria Vaughn, has it in the corner, races the ball up the timeline, gets stopped just past the timeline, passes it into Mulberry. Mulberry juggles the ball around, is able to get it at the free throw line extended, brings the ball back up to the top of the key, signals for the play. Castro setting a screen, opts not to take it. Mulberry's pass is off the mark, rebounded and stolen, and it is a 2-on-1, fast break the other way. The layup is off the iron and no good, rebounded by Litaw. Litaw coming back, racing across the timeline again, being guarded very closely by number 14. 4:07 remaining here in the second quarter. 6-0 your score favor HY. The ball is stolen, and coming back quickly the other way, Aria Vaughn with the block and the steal. Coming the other way, saving the basket there. Ball off of Vaughn and out of bounds will be HY basketball with 4 minutes exactly remaining here in the second quarter. Stepping into the game for HY is number 4, replacing number 21. Again, we do apologize for not having roster for the visiting team. Ball is inbound to the free throw line extended, brings the ball in to about 12 feet, passes it back out to the lane, up to the top of the key. Vaughn again blocking the ball, deflecting the ball away. That's about her 5th deflection so far here in this game. 5 coming into the center, again knocked away by Vaughn. Nice defense, and again knocked away by Vaughn. Aria Vaughn with an excellent defensive stretch there. We have a tie ball, and the possession arrow goes to Balko. So will be Balko Lady Bison ball. 3:43 remaining here in the first half. Ball is inbounded to Melanie Castro. Castro guarded closely, throws the ball away. As stolen by number 11 for HY, who throws it away again the other way. Stolen by Aria Vaughn, brings the ball back up. Hallie Litaw now brings the ball across the timeline. 3.5 to go here in the first half. Ball over to Tinley Mulberry. Shot is off the iron and no good, rebounded by HY. Ball comes up front. We have a fast break going, and the layup is off and no good. Last-minute defense by Tinley Mulberry. Doing good as Hudson Stockton now brings the ball back up, passes it to Mulberry, who brings the ball across the timeline. Mulberry with the ball over to the free throw line extended as Aria Vaughn decides to take her dribble, passes it into Stockton. Stockton looking around what to do, passes it over to Mulberry. Mulberry's 16-footer is off the iron and no good, missing everything. Tie ball, and the possession arrow now goes to HY, and Hardesty Yarborough will take the ball, leading by a score of 6-0 with 2:56 left to go here in the first half. HY inbounding the ball. What we can see is that Balko wants to run and HY wants to play possession. Ball now up to the wing. Passes over to the free throw line, extended back up to the free throw line. 15-foot jumper is off and no good. Ball deflected around, picked up by HY. Passed out, the 6-foot jumper is off, no good. Again, HY getting again, and that massive height advantage, and another miss for HY. Rebounded this time by Balko. HY with a massive height advantage, and it really is paying dividends for them as they're getting almost 3 and 4 shots every time they go down. Mulberry dribbling the ball around. 14-foot jumper is off the iron, no good. Stockton has the ball surrounded by HY players, not sure what to do with it. Reach in, the tie ball is called, and the ball will remain with Balko. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half with the Balko Lady Bison trailing 6-0. Stockton looking to inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Inbound to Jolie Pinkard. The ball is off the glass and no good. Ball is on the ground. Pinkard again with it. The tie ball once again. This time the possession arrow favors the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison, and HY will take over, leading 6-0. 2:04 left to go here in the second quarter. HY slowly bringing the ball across the timeline, being guarded by Littaw, the top of the key. She holds the ball. Ball is deflected out of bounds, almost going backcourt, but does not quite. HY saves it. Pass down to the block. The shot is too strong, no good. Ball is loose on the floor. We have a tie ball, and the possession arrow favors the Balko Lady Bison. 1:42 remaining here in the first half. 6-0 your score, favor HY. Sawyer Stockton looking to inbound the ball. Everybody guarded closely. Inbounded to Littaw. Littaw gets in front of the defender, brings it across the timeline, driving in and out to the block. Looks to shoot, is not able to. Pass is deflected. Aria Vaughn has the ball. 14-foot jumper is in and out. No good. Ball loose on the floor. Rebounded by Hudson Stockton. We have a tie ball on the floor, and it will go the other way. HY with the ball now. 1:24 left to go in the first half. 6-0 your score. This has been a very quick second quarter. No timeouts, no fouls so far here in this quarter. I hope I didn't just give it the announcer jinx. We're bringing the ball, though, up to the top of the key. Ball is kind of fumbled down to the block, passes back out. 14 with the ball, passes across all the way down to the block. 5 has the ball. There's a foul on the floor, and I sure did. I committed the jinx. The foul is on number 24 for Balko, Hudson Stockton. That's her first personal, 4th team foul here in the first half. 1:09 remaining. HY inbounding underneath their own basket. Inbounded, the 14-foot jumper is off and no good. Ball batted around, saved by HY. Another shot miss. And we have a foul on the HY Bison, this time number 5. Committing the foul, that is her first personal, 1st team foul. 59 seconds remaining here in the first half. Balko will inbound. Ball is inbounded but deflected off of the Balko player, and HY will get the ball. 58.1 remaining here in the first half. HY inbounding underneath their own, underneath the Balko basket. 12-foot jumper begs short. Mulberry with the rebound, bringing the ball across the timeline. 47 seconds left to go. Coming all the way up, a 14-foot jumper is off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by a group of players, and the possession arrow remains down with Balko. So Balko will inbound the ball. 42.1 left to go in the first half, trailing 6-0. Mulberry this time will inbound it. Passes it. Ball goes back to Mulberry. The shot is off the front iron and no good. We have a 2-0 fast break for HY. The layup is blocked, but there is a foul on the play. Foul committed by number 13, Hallie Littaw. That is her first personal, 5th team foul. Number 11 for HY will shoot 2 free throws with 33.9 seconds left to go here in the first half. Scoreboard says 13 team fouls, and no, that's not quite right. The first free throw is up, around, and in. So HY now leads by a score of 7-0. Subbing into the game for HY, number 2. And once again, we do apologize for not having a roster for the visiting team. Second free throw is up, off the back iron and no good. Rebound falls loose, and HY recovers it. There's a loose ball in the corner. Ball deflected out of bounds off of Balko will be HY ball. The referees are not agreeing. One signal one way, one signal the other way. Is it going to be black ball or white ball? It will be Balko basketball with 31 seconds left to go here in the first half. Stockton inbounds to Littaw. Littaw brings the ball quickly across the timeline. Faces a triple team, takes the shot. It's off the glass and no good. Rebounded by HY. Bring the ball quickly the other way across the timeline, down to the block. And Mulberry goes crashing into the wall and immediately kind of grabbed her head and her ankle. Still a little bit on the ground, but she's coming up and going to be okay, it looks like. Left a little bit of skin on the floor, so that's always a good day. And for all of those efforts, she did get a foul. Okay, so the foul is on Tinley Mulberry, her first personal. 16 foul. HY will inbound with 19.7 left to go here in the first half. Ball out to the wing, brings the ball to the free throw line, extended up to the line. We have a tie ball. Possession arrow favors HY. With 13.5 seconds left to go here in the first half, 7-0 your score, favor HY. Inbound and does so to the wing. Over to the free throw line, extended back up to the top of the key. Holds the ball, fakes the shot, takes the shot. Rebounded off of Aria Vaughn and rebounded by HY. Vaughn goes back in, knocks the ball away again. Ball deflected in, and that's the end of the first half with the score, HY Lady Bison 7, Balko Lady Bison 0. Balko Lady Bison basketball will be back in just a moment on the Balko Bison Sports Network.
There's no audio, or there's no video. Because I only had like 5 minutes to set up, and so I had to pick. So I'm trying to do like a radio style. Yes, exactly. You know, just get the little earpiece in. I'll tell you what it's called. There may be a 5-second delay.
Want to welcome everybody back to Bison Gym here. We're at halftime with the score of the Hardesty Yarborough Bison 7, Lady Bison 7, and the Balko Lady Bison 0. The Balko Lady Bison obviously just couldn't get anything going on offense. HY has a distinct height advantage, almost 6 inches per person at every position. And Balko tries to offset that with speed, and it just wasn't working. For them in the first half, we'll see what adjustments Coach Johnson was able to make at halftime. Offensively, obviously, there weren't very many stars. Defensively, the star of the game so far has got to be Aria Vaughn. 8 steals in the first half, and numerous tie balls across the board. HY was just fantastic. 14 for HY. Did a terrific job at crashing the boards and getting into the paint for the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison. Both teams are back out now on the floor. We're about to start the third quarter. The referee is heading across the way, and we do want to thank our officials for today. They're doing a terrific job. These officials that we have at the game today always do a terrific job interacting with the fans, interacting with the players. They're well respected across the board, and we're glad to have them here. And as I say that, he's kind of picking on some fans over there. It will be Balko Lady Bison ball to start the second half. Hudson on the far sideline brings the ball in. And Hallie Littall driving the ball down to the basket and lays it up and in for the first points of the game for the Lady Bison. 7-2 now, and the pass is deflected out of bounds. And it will be Balko Bison ball. Balko Lady Bison ball. Balko, again, white jerseys with maroon trim, maroon shorts, and they are now moving left to right across your television screen. HY in the black jerseys and pants with white trim. Nina Jackson bringing the ball up, passes it back out to Stockton. Ball's deflected away and out of bounds. Will remain with Balko. 4:37 left to go here in the third quarter. 7-2 your score favor HY. Tinley Mulberry looking to inbound, trying to find the open person. Littall right there, but she can't really take it. But she does anyway. Pass back to Mulberry. Ball is deflected and stolen, coming the other way now across the timeline. Down to the block. 14 lays it up and in, and it is now 9-2. And that has been what HY has done the entire game. All but I believe one of their points has come off of a turnover. As Jolie Picker brings the ball across the timeline, it has it immediately stolen. Ball is tied up by Stockton, deflected on the ground. Ball is loose on the floor. Tie ball possession arrow goes to HY. So it will be the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison ball, leading 9-2, 4:09 left to go here in the third quarter. 14 looking to inbound on the far sideline. Does so to 11, brings the ball slowly across the timeline, being guarded at the top of the key by Hallie Littall. Pass down to the block. 5 is wide open, takes the shot, and it is up and in. 11-2 now the score favor HY. Stockton looking to inbound, being guarded very closely, can't find anyone. Ball is stolen on the inbound, and 5 goes to take the shot and is fouled by Hudson Stockton. That is going to be Stockton's second foul, first team foul of the second half at the line for the HY Lady Bisons, number 5, to take 2 shots. Dribbles the ball, the shot goes up and in. One more shot coming for the HY Lady Bisons off the backboard and in, and the score is now 13-2. Favor the HY Bison. 6-2 here in the third quarter. 3:53 remaining. Stockton looking to inbound, can't. Pass it over to the corner. Littall gets the ball, drives it up to the sideline, crosses the timeline. Ball's knocked away, picked up by Mulberry. Mulberry looks to pass it in, can't, is tied up and fouled. Foul on HY number 10. That is her first personal, first team foul. Hudson Stockton looking to inbound under their own basket. Inbounded to Littall. Littall looks to take it. Goes up the glass, around, and no good. Ball's loose on the floor. Rebounded by HY number 10. Deflected by Pinkard, but HY picks it back up. Ball's still loose on the floor. Comes across. And we have a travel called on HY as she kind of rolled on the floor with the ball. So the ball will be turned over to the Balko Lady Bison. 13-2 the score with 3.5 left to go here in the third period. Stockton looking to inbound, being guarded very closely. Timeout by Coach Johnson. And the Balko Lady Bison will be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. Balko Bison basketball will return here in a moment. No. I can describe it for you, though. Welcome back to Bison Gym here in Balko, Oklahoma, where the HY Bison lead the Balko Bison by a score 13-2. Hudson Stockton looking to inbound, can't find anyone. Inbounded to Litaw, who's bumped as the ball comes into her, out of bounds, and will remain with Balko. 3:29 left to go here in the third quarter. Stockton surveying, finds Jolie Pinkard ahead of everyone, brings the ball across the timeline, stops, passes it over to Nina Jackson, and she is fouled on the pass. Foul is on HY number 10. That is her second personal, second team foul. Will be Balko Bison ball on the far sideline. Again, Balko moving left to right across your screen. Balko right to left, HY left to right. Litaw dribbling through traffic, loses the ball. Ball still scrambled on the floor. We have a tie possession, and the possession arrow goes to HY. So the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison will take possession of the ball on the near sideline. 3:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Inbounding the ball, coming slowly across the timeline is number 11, passes the ball over to the wing, brings the ball in. A 12-foot jumper by number 5 is off the front iron, no good. Rebound is loose, gathered by HY, passed out. The 14-foot jumper is no good. Again rebounded by the HY Lady Bison, ball off the top of the backboard, no good. Again rebounded for a fourth time by HY. We have a tie possession. This time the ball will be Balko Bison ball, and stepping into the game for Balko is number 10, Aria Vaughn, will be replacing Jolie Pinkard. Hudson Stockton looking to inbound. Wants to pass it into Hallie Litaw, does. She's in the coffin corner down there, being defended very closely by 14. Splits a double team, comes across the timeline, goes around the third defender. The 12-foot jumper is off the backboard, no good. Nina Jackson misses long again. Rebound is by HY, passed out of bounds to no one in particular, and the ball will go back to Balko. With 2:41 left to go here in the third quarter, 13-2 your score, favor HY. The Balko Lady Bison still looking for the first win of the year. Stockton will be inbounding on the far sideline. Inbounds it to Hallie Litaw, who splits again a double team. Pass the ball over to Tinley Mulberry. Mulberry takes a 12-foot jumper, and it is up and good. Tinley Mulberry with the basket, making it now 13-4 your score with just under 2.5 left to go here in the third quarter. HY slowly bring the ball across the timeline, being guarded by Litaw. Pass it down to the block, over to the free throw line extended, who splits the double team. As she splits, she is fouled by number 10, Aria Vaughn. That is her first personal, third team foul. Will be HY ball on the near sideline near the Hardesty Yarborough bench. Inbounding it down to the block. The layup is up and good, and Hardesty Yarborough just has entirely too much height for this Balko Lady Bison team. Ball is inbounded to Aria Vaughn off her hands and out of bounds, and will remain now with Hardesty Yarborough. Ball will be inbounded in front of the HY bench. With 2:09 left to go here in the third quarter, 15-4 the score. Inbounded to the three-point line on the wing. Ball is long, but rebounded by HY, and we have a foul. Hudson Stockton looked like she wanted to go for a piggyback ride there. The referee didn't take too kindly to that at all. That is her third personal foul, and subbing into the game now for Balko is number 00, Melanie Castro. HY will inbound. Vaughn defending. Inbound to the free throw line, extended out near the three-point line, back up to the top of the key, dribble drive into the lane, and she is fouled on the pass. Balko foul number 13, Hallie Litaw. That is her first personal, fifth team foul already, with 1:55 left to go here in the third quarter. While inbounded right underneath the basket, the shot is no good. Deflected out of bounds, and it will be Balko Bison ball. 15-4 the score, favor Hardesty Yarborough, 1:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Nina Jackson will inbound it. Finds Aria Vaughn near the baseline. Vaughn bringing the ball quickly across the timeline, being chased down by number 10 for HY. Passes the ball into the free throw line. Dribble drive into the lane. The shot is up and no good. Ball's loose on the floor. Rebounded by number 11 for HY. Pass it back in. HY wanting to move now a little bit. Bring the ball all the way up across the timeline into the lane. The drive is up off the back iron and no good. Loose on the ground. Rebounded by HY. They reset. The three-point shot is off the front iron. No good. A flat shot there. Layup is around the rim and good. And the score is now 17-4. Favor the HY Lady Bison. Nina Jackson with the ball. Nobody wanting to come to the ball. Brings the ball, inbounds it to Aria Vaughn. Vaughn surveying the defense. Crosses the timeline. Passes number 10. Brings the ball now into the lane. Melanie Castro. Castro finds Tinley Mulberry. Mulberry with a foot on the line. The shot is good. They're going to give her the three. We have a timeout by Balko with 52 seconds left to go here in the third period. Your score, HY 17, Balko 7. It is a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Balko Bison basketball will continue on the Balko Bison Sports Network. Welcome back to Balko Bison Gym. Here we have 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The score, Hardesty Yarborough Bison, Lady Bison 17, Balko 7. HY inbounding the ball, bringing it quickly across the timeline, being guarded closely by Melanie Castro. Castro putting a stop to it, pass to the free throw line, extended over there to the top of the key. Pass back out to the elbow. Now off to the wing, 5 being guarded very closely by Hallie Littall. Back up to the top of the key again. Tinley Mulberry reaching in, knocking the ball away. Ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Mulberry, and we have a tie possession. Ball will remain down here on the HY end of the court, and it will be the visiting Lady Bison's ball. 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Ball is inbounded underneath the basket, slips out to the wing. The 15-foot jumper is up and good by the HY Lady Bison, who now lead 19-7 with 16 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Aria Vaughn looking to inbound it, can't find anyone open. Inbounds over to Melanie Castro, who is caught in the corner, looking to get rid of it. Does so. Ball is deflected off of Aria Vaughn and will remain here in. It will now be Hardesty Yarborough basketball with 6.4 left to go here in the third quarter. Leading 19-7 are the HY Lady Bison. Ball out to the three-point line. Steps in, takes a 20-foot jumper, which is off and no good. Rebounded again. Ball misses everything, and that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Hardesty Yarborough 19, Balko 7. Much better quarter offensively for the Balko Lady Bison. Unfortunately for them, it was also a much better quarter for the HY Lady Bison, as well as Hardesty Yarborough outscored Balko by a score of 12-7 in that third quarter. Balko being much more aggressive on defense there in the third quarter, which resulted in a little bit of foul trouble there. They committed 5 fouls there in the third quarter to 2 for the HY Lady Bison. Tinley Mulberry leading Balko with 5 points there in the quarter. And of course, all of Balko's points coming in the third quarter as they were held scoreless in the first half. Balko doing everything that they can to offset the height advantage of the HY Lady Bison, but I mean you can't coach. You can't coach height and you can't coach speed, and HY seems to have both. And if in that aspect, it's making it a long game for Balko, but we still have a quarter left to play. It will be Balko ball to start the fourth quarter. Nina Jackson on the far sideline inbounds it to Hallie Littaw, who gets caught and takes about 7 or 8 steps right off the bat. And so she is called for a travel. Will be a turnover, and HY will have the ball. They will inbound on the far sideline. 4:57 left to go in the ballgame. 19-7 your score favor the HY Lady Bison. The crowd growing a little bit here, about 175 people here in the game today. Nice sized crowd. Over to the free throw line, extended 16-foot jumper is good by number 14 for HY. A nice jumper. It is now 21-7. A 14-point differential in favor of HY. Jackson looking to inbound. She can't find anyone. Inbounds it to Littaw finally, who is guarded with a triple team as she brings it in. Passes the ball off to Aria Vaughn. Vaughn bringing it up, tries to split a double team herself. Ball is knocked away. Coming back the other way is, and number 5 for HY is ahead of everyone. Tinley Mulberry with the hustle play, knocking the ball out of bounds. Nice play defensively by Mulberry to save a surefire basket, as HY had a clear path to the basket. So they will inbound on the far sideline. 4:20 left to go here in the ball game. Bring the ball in up to the free throw line. Number 11, a 16-foot jumper is off the backboard and good. 23-7 the score now. And now HY, everything that they're throwing up at the basket is going in. Jackson looking to inbound it, can't find anyone. Everyone's guarded closely, inbounding it to Mulberry. Mulberry bringing the ball now up the center of the court, crosses the timeline, being guarded closely by 14, now being double teamed. Melanie Castro comes to save her. Is caught over here in the corner, tries to pass it into the lane, and it is deflected and stolen by HY. 5 is ahead of everyone for the HY Lady Bison. Layup is too strong off the glass, no good. We have a tie ball. Possession arrow remains with HY, and the visiting HY Lady Bison will keep the ball. They will inbound underneath their own basket. 3:43 left to go here in the ballgame. 23-7 your score. 5 looking to inbound, does so out to the free throw line, extended. Pass down to the block. 5 is being guarded by Jackson. Passes it back out again to the free throw line, extended. Shot over to the elbow is up and good. A 15-foot jumper, making the score now 25-7. Jackson looking to inbound, does so to Vaughn. Vaughn bringing the ball up the court. Inbounds it to Hallie Littaw. Littaw brings the ball across the timeline. All the way up. 13-foot jumper's no good. Rebound by Nina Jackson, also no good. Littaw with the rebound. Got from behind and tied up. Possession arrow goes to Balko, and the Balko Lady Bison will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. 3:16 left to go here in the ball game. Subbing into the game for the Balko Lady Bison is Jolie Pinkard, replacing Melanie Castro. And we have a timeout on the court. A 30-second timeout taken by Hardesty Yarborough. We will take it with them. 3:16 left to go here in the ball game. The Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison up by 18. Balko Bison basketball will continue in just a moment. Welcome back to Bison Gym. 3:16 left to go here in the ball game with the Balko Lady Bison trailing 25-7. Nina Jackson looking to inbound. Can't. Everybody's covered. Finds Hallie Littaw down by the block. The ball is up and good. Over a double team that was much taller than her. She was able to force the ball up and in. It's now 25-9. 3 minutes left to go. HY bringing the ball slowly across the timeline. Stopping at the top of the key. Pass the ball over to 14. 14 driving the ball into the lane. 16-foot jumper from 14 is off the side iron and no good. Ball is still loose on the floor, being kind of dribbled around. 14 picks it up again off the back iron, off the side iron. No good. Rebounded by Aria Vaughn. Passes it off to Hallie Littaw. Littaw bringing the ball quickly across the timeline. Stops quickly. Passes it to Tinley Mulberry. Mulberry driving down about 12 feet out. Passes it out to Jolie Pinkard. Pinkard driving the side. The 12-foot jumper by Pinkard is off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by number 5. And it's a 2-on-0 fast break coming the other way. Tinley Mulberry again coming back in, breaking it up, commits the foul. So that foul on Mulberry was on the shot. So it'll be 2 shots for number 11 for HY. First shot is up on the way. Around the rim and no good. And we have mass wholesale substitution for the Balko Lady Bison as they replace 5 for 5, a platoon substitution there. Looking like Coach Johnson kind of waving the flag here in this one. Hardesty leaving their starters in. The shot is up around the rim and in, making the score now 26-9 as Balko inbounds the ball now. Macy Thomas bringing the ball across the timeline, passes over to Hudson Stockton. Stockton over to the wing along the baseline. She gets trapped, hands it off to Rebecca Pearson, who is tied up. Possession arrow remains with Balko, and it will be Balko Lady Bison ball with 2:13 left to go here in the ball game. 26-9 to score favor HY. Stockton surveying, passes it into Rebecca Freeman. Pearson. Pearson's pass is deflected and rebounded by HY. HY bringing the ball quickly across the timeline. Ball knocked away by Macy Thomas. Over on the wing, up to the top of the key. Looked to shoot, opted not to. Back over to the free throw line, extended, driving into the lane, across the court. Ball's deflected out of bounds, and will turn over to Balko with 1:50 left to go in the ball game. 26-9 your score, favor HY. Reminder that just after this game, we will have the boys' grade school teams playing. Melanie Castro bringing the ball across the timeline, passes to Macy Thomas at the free throw line, extended. Castro gets the ball back, trapped down in the corner, and the ball is stolen. Coming back the other way, it's 2-on-1, and HY lays it up and in. 28-9 now the score, 19-point advantage for the visiting Lady Bison. Macy Thomas bringing the ball across the timeline. Over to the top of the key is Melanie Castro. Castro stops, passes it over to Hudson Stockton. Stockton dribbling the ball, being guarded very closely and aggressively by number 14. Ball is knocked away and out of bounds. 1:09 left to go in the ballgame. 28-9 your score, favor Balko. Hudson Stockton looking to inbound the ball underneath her own basket. Castro cutting out to the wing. Stockton doesn't want it. Finally is forced to go that way. Ball's deflected out of bounds. Will remain with Balko. 1 second came off the clock there, so there's 1:07 left to go in the ballgame. Stockton again looking to inbound it. Can't find anyone she wants, finds it, finally passes it over to Rebecca Pearson. Pearson's 14-foot turnaround jumper is no good, rebounded by HY. And a 2-on-0 fast break again coming the other way. This time the layup is up and no good. There was a little bit of contact. The referee opted not to call it, as I guess he figured the game's just about over anyway. Castro has the ball on her side of the timeline, passes it over to Stockton, passes it over to Pearson. Pearson's 16-foot jumper is off the glass and no good. Gets her own rebound, ball is up. And the shot is no good, but she was fouled on the shot. HY foul number 10, that's her third personal foul, third team foul here in the second half. Rebecca Pearson will have 2 shots for the Balko Lady Bison with 41 seconds left to go in the ballgame, trailing 28-9. First shot is up, around, and no good. That was halfway in and popped out. But that's got to be the most frustrating feeling on earth. Second shot is up, off the rim, and again out. She had 2 of them that went in and out. Ball is stolen by Macy Thomas, stolen right back by number 11 for HY. Pass down to the block and deflected out of bounds. Ball will remain down here with HY with 31 seconds left to go in the ball game. 28-9 your score. Coach Johnson pacing the sideline, calling out the play for the defense. HY looking to pass it in, does so out to the free throw line, extended. 5 has the ball, takes it down to the block, and she is fouled by Hudson Stockton. HY opting to leave their starters in the game the whole time. I figured when Coach Johnson had thrown in the towel that HY might have done likewise, but they opted not to, and that is certainly their prerogative. So 14 will be at the line to shoot 2. That is Hudson Stockton's 4th personal foul. The first shot is up, barely drawing iron on the front end, and no good. 28-9 remaining the score. 25 seconds left to go in the ballgame. Second shot is up, off the front iron again, and no good. Rebounded by Chloe Osborne. The pass is in the front court and turned over, stolen by HY. And a little bit of cherry picking going on here, but the Balko defense gets back quickly. Pass across the lane. 10 has the ball over to the top of the key. Pass over to the elbow where the 15-foot jumper is off and no good. Rebounded by Rebecca Pearson. And that's going to be the end of the ball game with the score, the Hardesty Yarborough Lady Bison 28 and Balko Lady Bison 9. Looks like we are going to get a little bit of fifth quarter action going on here. We're going to have kind of the those who don't get to play very much. Have those who don't play very much going to get into the action here, and that'll be good for a good experience for both of these teams. And this I'm not understanding as Hardesty Yarborough again trots out some of their starters out there. So Hardesty Yarborough opting to play their starters, or some of their starters, against the Balko defense. Some interesting action going on here. The ball's loose on the floor. I don't think the teams knew which direction they were going. Okay, so now that we've got that straightened out, okay, Hardesty Yarborough will be going left to right. The shot goes off the backboard and no good. Rebounded by the Balko Bison. And Chestnut Parker bring the ball across the timeline. Guarded very closely at the top of the key. Ball is deflected, coming back the other way. So they will not be keeping, or they will be keeping score in this. Okay, I didn't know if they were going to reset the score or not. They did go ahead and reset the score. Guarded very closely. Macy Thomas with the steal coming into the front court, goes for the layup. The ball is deflected by number 15 out of bounds. Very game defense by number 15 for Hardesty Yarborough. It was a nice play there to deflect what certainly would have been a layup. Thomas looking to inbound the ball, can't find anyone, brings the ball into the court. But we'll just go with that. Passes over to Macy Thomas. Thomas's 12-foot jumper is off the iron and no good. Chester Parker with the ball. Parker has it, goes up with it. Rebounded by Chloe Harmon. Harmon has the ball. Everyone hanging on her. It's a tie ball. Possession arrow goes to Hardesty Yarborough. No, we're going to keep it here with Balko. Okay, so we got 3.5 left to go here in the overtime, or fifth quarter period, I guess you would call it. Ball is missed and rebounded by HY, driving all the way into the lane. A wide open layup is off the glass and no good. Turnaround jumper for HY is blocked. Pass out to number 14. Passes back into the center of the lane. The 8-foot jumper is no good. Rebounded by HY. Ball's loose on the floor. Picked up by Pugh, who passes it off to Chloe Harmon. Harmon is being guarded very gamely underneath her own basket here. She doesn't know quite what to do with it. Is going to throw it up, and ball is deflected out of bounds. Coming into the game for Balko is Rebecca Pearson, subbing for Chloe Harmon. And into the game, number 4 for HY. And again, we apologize for not having a roster for the visiting Bison. Also, all we have really to go off of are the home Bison. HY has the ball at the top of the key. 15 has the ball, being guarded closely by Thomas. Passes it into the lane. With number 2, the 6-foot jumper is no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up again off the front iron. No good. Rebounded by Rebecca Pearson. Bringing the ball back the other way, 2.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Bringing the ball past the timeline, all the way down to the block, and it is aggressively off the glass and no good. Off the bottom of the backboard. Rebounded by HY, tied up underneath the basket, and we have tie possession. This time it will go to HY. With 2 minutes left to go here in this fifth quarter action, we're scoreless so far. 15 comes across the timeline, being guarded by Macy Thomas very aggressively. 10 loses the ball, but it goes right to 21. The shot comes off of her hands and goes backwards. We have about 5 people tying for the ball, with probably the smallest person on the court, number 15 for HY. So it will be a turnover, and Balko will get the ball with 1.5 minutes left to go here in this extra period. Pearson inbounds it to Thomas. Thomas quickly coming up. Takes a couple steps. We're just going to let that go because it's that period. Macy Thomas again with the steal. Passes it over to Pugh. Pugh brings the ball up to the free throw line extended. Has the ball trapped in the corner. Passes it out. Macy Thomas at the top of the key. The 15-foot jumper is well off. Rebecca Pearson. Rebound goes off of her hand and is coming back to HY. Ball's kicked all the way out of bounds, and it will be HY basketball underneath their own basket with 1 minute left to go here in the extra period. Coming into the game is Chloe Harmon. Harmon replacing somebody. replacing Chestnut Parker. It would be HY ball with 55 seconds left to go. Underneath their own basket, inbounds it. Ball is stolen by Thomas. Thomas gets the ball back. Pinned on the sideline, pass it to no one in particular. HY steals it and comes back the other way. Macy Thomas with some aggressive defense. Again, the shot by number 2 is no good. Off of Rebecca Pearson and out of bounds with 39 seconds left to go here in the game. 21 looking to inbound for HY. Gets the ball, looking for someone open. Finds someone on the block. Number 4 has the ball. Not quite sure again what to do with it. Passes it up to the top of the key. Over to the other block. Number 2's shot is off the glass. No good. Rebounded by HY again. 2 gets the ball back again. Looks to shoot it. Ball is deflected. Rebounded by Chloe Harmon. She will bring the ball up a little bit. Passes it to Rebecca Pearson. Pearson with 7 seconds left to go. Brings it across the timeline. Over to the wing. Free throw line extended. Has no one open. Takes the ball herself. The shot is up off the iron and no good. And that's the end of the extra period. So that was a fun exercise in exercise. And so we're doing the social distance hand wave here. And that will be the end of the grade school girls game. The boys will be playing here momentarily, so we're going to take a quick break. Here from Balko Bison Gym, we'll reset the scoreboard, reset everything else. We will have the grade school boys, Balko Bison versus the Hardesty Yarborough Bison, here from Balko Bison Gym, here in just a moment.
Todd, which Pat's desk is which? Look, I'm doing the call for the game. I'm not the coach. Hey, Evan! 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 Jack is free. Sweet, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to Bison Gym for this grade school matchup between the Balko Bison grade school boys and the visiting Hardesty Yarborough Bison. Balko coming into this game with a record of 3-1. They were the consolation champions in the Forgan tournament. We don't know much about Hardesty Yarborough. What we do know is, not unlike the girls' game, we know that Hardesty Yarborough is going to have a fairly substantial height advantage in this game. So we'll see how that plays out. We know that Balko has some pretty skilled shooters, and we know that that they're going to be able to move the ball around. But what we don't know is how they're going to be able to handle the speed of Hardesty Yarborough. And unfortunately, again, we don't have the we don't have the roster for the visiting Hardesty Yarborough Bison. So that's going to be a little bit tough. We do know that the starting five for Balko is going to be number 00. Number 00, Zeb Flowers. Number 13, Zane Flowers. Number 12, Kane Cowan. Number 10, Brody Sager. And number 23, Eli Naylor. So HY taking the floor. Balko has already taken the floor. The referees are getting ready. We're about to tip this game off. We do want to thank everyone for listening. A very pleasant good afternoon to you all, wherever you may be. We are again at Balko Bison Gym here in Balko, Oklahoma. Good-sized crowd in here, about 150 people or so. Looks like a little over half, maybe 2/3, are masked up, taking the COVID precautions here. And that's okay. Referee's checking to see if everyone's okay. The ball is in the circle. The referee tosses the ball up. It is tipped and grabbed by Kane Cowan. Cowan having the ball in the circle, setting the offense, passes over to the free throw line extended. Ball up to Sager, halfway between the circles. Pass over to the free throw line extended. Sager has the ball, almost stolen, but not quite. Naylor passes the ball over now, over to the wing. Zeb Flowers pass over to Kane Cowan. Cowan's three goes off the back iron and no good. Rebound by HY. HY coming back quickly the other way across the timeline. 5 having the ball, stops the ball quickly now, stands in the center circle. Sets the offense, passes over to 12, who is at the free throw line extended down to the wing. 3 has the ball being guarded by Kane Cowan. Ball is deflected. 11 grabs the ball for HY. The shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Zane Flowers. Flowers hands it off to Kane Cowan. Cowan surveying the defense, brings the ball slowly across the timeline. 4:07 left to go here in the first quarter. No score so far. Pass over to Sager, who now passes it down to the block. Zane Flowers has the ball around the rim and no good. HY with the rebound. Glasses go flying off. And 11 for HY will bring the ball across the timeline in the center of the floor, standing now between the circles, being guarded by Naylor. We have a timeout by HY. It is a full timeout. We will go ahead and take it with them with 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter. There is no score here from Bison Gym. You are listening to Balko Bison Basketball. Welcome back to Bison Gym. 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter. No score. HY inbounding on the near sideline. HY going from left to right across your screen. Black uniforms with white trim. Down by the paint, the ball is deflected out of bounds and dribbled out of bounds. Will be a turnover to Balko. Balko in the white uniforms with maroon trim, maroon shorts, moving left to right across your television screen. Kane Cowan bringing the ball across the timeline, guarded by 11, and he throws it away out of bounds. It will be a turnover to the HY Bison. Hardesty Yarborough and Balko scoreless so far. A minute and a half into the game. Inbound is stolen by Kane Cowan. Pass over to Eli Naylor. Ball is off the iron. No good. Rebounded by Brody Sager. Sager passes it out to Kane Cowan. Cowan passes it back to Sager. Sager over the free throw line extended. About 20 feet out, being hounded by number 11. Ball is deflected and saved by Naylor to Sager. Sager over at the wing, passes it to Naylor. Naylor over to Kane Cowan. Cowan taking the three-point shot, and it is good. Three-point shot by Kane Cowan. The first points of the game. It is 3-0 Balko with 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 5 with the ball, being guarded very closely by Eli Naylor. Coming up to the timeline, he loses the ball. Kane Cowan with the steal. Over at the block, lets 5 pass by. The layup is off the iron and no good. Gets his own, puts it back up and in again. 5 quick points for Kane Cowan, and it's 5-0 Balko. 2:35 left to go here in the first quarter. 4 looking inbound for HY. Does so. 3 now has the ball in the lane. He can't find anyone open. He's being hounded by Cowan. Hands the ball finally off to 4, who passes it off to 5 off of his foot, but he regains pressure. And the ball finally comes across the timeline. 11 driving all the way in, being pressured very closely by Zane Flowers. Ball off of Zeb Flowers. And no, they'll say it is off of HY, so it will be Balko Bison ball. Subbing into the game for the HY Bison, number 13. And again, we do apologize for not having a roster for the visiting Bison. That tends to happen in these grade school games. Kane Cowan looking over to his brother for the play off the sideline. Pass over to Brody Sager. Sager has the ball, fakes the shot, passes it over to Eli Naylor. Naylor caught on the side, dribbles into a double team, passes it out to Brody Sager. Sager looking for someone, finds Eli Naylor. Naylor being guarded very closely by number 11, does a high arcing shot off the iron and no good. Rebounded by Zen Flowers. Gets his own, misses again, a second time rebound by Kane Cowan. Kane splits the triple team off the iron and no good, but he is fouled on the shot. Will be a foul by number 13 for the HY Bison. That is his first, team's first. And at the line for Balko, Kane Cowan with 2 shots. Zane and Zeb Flowers on either side of the lane, awaiting the shots as Cowan has the ball, takes a dribble, takes a second, looks, lines it up, and the shot is off the back iron and no good. 5-0 your score. Favor Balko. 1:40 left to go here in the first period. Ref passes the ball to Cowan, takes 2 dribbles. His shot is up and true the second time. It is now 6-0 Balko. Pressure defense presented by Balko. Ball is inbounded into the near corner. Almost thrown away, but saved by HY off of number 11, out of bounds, and it will be Balko ball at center court on the far sideline. 1:34 left to go here in the first period. 6-0 your score. Balko is executing excellent pressure on both sides of the ball here to start this game. Flowers inbounds it to Cowan. Cowan finds Eli Naylor. Naylor passes it over to Zeb Flowers. Flowers over to Kane Cowan. Cowan, the three-pointer again is good. That is now 7 points for Kane Cowan. Correction, it's 9 points now for Kane Cowan. And so it's Kane Cowan 9, HY 0. Being hounded is HY in the backcourt. Finally brings it across the timeline. Number 11 looking to find someone open, does so. Number 15 is being guarded closely by Kane Cowan. Cowan just rips it out of his hand as we approach the 1 minute mark to go here in the first period. 9-0 your score. Favor Balko. Cowan surveying the defense as he brings it slowly across the timeline. Finds Brody Sager. Sager for the 15-foot jumper is off. No good. Deflected out of bounds off of Zeb Flowers. And it will be HY basketball with 47.3 left to go here in the first period. 9-0 your score. Favor Balko. HY looking to break the press. They inbound it underneath the basket. Double team quickly. Ball deflected. Brody Sager with it. Loses it again. Ball out of bounds. And Kane Cowan steps out of bounds with it. Well, he doesn't step out of bounds. He rolls out of bounds with his back. But it will be HY basketball with 41 seconds left to go here in the first period. We have a timeout. By HY will be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. Balko Bison leading the Hardesty Yarborough Bison by a score of 9-0. Balko Bison basketball will continue in just a moment.
What? I don't know. Get someone tall. How high can you reach? Not very. I don't know.
HY to inbound the ball. 40 seconds left to go here in the first period. Caught in the corner is number 13, being guarded very closely by Eli Naylor. Now double teamed by Kane Cowan, and we have a tie ball. Possession arrow remains with HY with 35 seconds left to go here in the first period. 4 for HY, looking to inbound on his own baseline. Passes over to 15. 15 is being guarded closely. Throws it into a triple team. And the triple team was a little bit aggressive, so we have a foul. Number 12, Kane Cowan, it's his first personal first team foul. Will be HY ball on the near sideline. 29.4 seconds left to go. Ball is inbounded to 11, who brings it slowly across the timeline. Over to the top of the key is number 5. Pass down to the wing. 13 is being guarded very closely by Flowers. Sager now on the defense. Ball is stolen by Kane Cowan. Kane dribbles through a double team, splits it over, passes over to Brody Sager with a nice ball fake, and the jumper is short, no good, but rebounded by Cowan. Cowan being guarded. The ball is off the front iron, no good, rebounded by HY. Coming quickly across the timeline as the quarter is set to expire, and that is the end of the first quarter with the score Balko 9, Hardesty Yarborough 0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Balko Bison basketball will continue in just a moment.
I'm not even worried about it. Yay. Sure. I'm just doing audio.
Welcome back to Balko Bison. Jim, here's the start of the second quarter with the score Balko 9, Hardesty Yarborough 0. The Balko Bison pressure defense for the young grade school kids has been too much for HY to handle so far. Zeb Flowers will inbound it to Kane Cowan. Cowan crossing the timeline, passes over to Eli Naylor, who takes a three-pointer right off the bat, misses it, but rebound by Zach McDougal, who's now checked into the game. Brody Sager coming back out, resetting the offense. Pass over to the top of the key, over to Kane Cowan. Cowan back to Sager. Sager again over to Kane Cowan. Cowan with a three-pointer again off the back iron. This time no good. Ball kind of pinballed around a little bit. Rebounded by number 11 for HY, coming very quickly across the timeline. Very, very quickly. Lost control of the ball. Deflected by Kane Cowan. Rebounded, stolen, and coming the other way. 4:24 left to go here in the first quarter. Passes ahead of the pack to Eli Naylor. Naylor off the side iron and no good. Rebounded by HY, coming back the other way. Pass quickly up past the timeline, over to the elbow, down to the block, and the ball is deflected. Number 11 for HY picks it up off the bottom of the iron. Rebounded by Kane Cowan. Cowan's going to slow the pace just a touch. Looks over, gets the play from the coaching staff. With 1 minute gone here in the second quarter, 9-0 your score favor Balko. Eli Naylor with a 19-foot jumper, no good. Rebounded by Zach McDougal, back up and in. Zachary McDougal with the basket from close range. It's now a double-digit lead for the Balko Bison at 11-0. HY looking to inbound. Does so to number 11 here in the near corner, splits the double team, passes it up to number 5, has the ball on his hip, crosses the timeline, goes up one-on-one against Zeb Flowers, is no good, rebounded by Zeb Flowers. Flowers passes over to Cowan. Cowan now bringing the ball slowly across the timeline, surveying the defense, gets up to the top of the key, passes over to Sager. Sager's three-pointer is off the side iron, no good, rebounded by HY. 3:18 left to go here in the first half, 11-0 your score. 5 for HY, bringing the ball, hesitation, dribble, brings the ball up, off the front iron, no good, rebounded by Zach McDougal. McDougal hands it off to Cowan. Cowan looking over and getting the play from the coaches. Bringing the ball across the timeline on the side. Near side of the field, splits the double team, pass up to McDougal. McDougal's 12-foot jumper is good. Back-to-back baskets by Zachary McDougal. It's now 13-0 in favor Balko. 2:51 left to go here in the first half. HY inbounding, does so to number 11, passes it off to number 3, who kind of hesitates with the ball, and that's enough as Brody Sager comes away with the steal. Sager being hounded by number 11 for HY, who looks to be their best defender. Quick dribble by Sager. Ball deflected out of bounds by 11. Oh, nope, they're going to say it was off of Eli Naylor. Okay, so ball off of Balko will be HY ball. Have a couple substitutions coming into the game for Balko. Number 13, Zane Flowers, and number 5, Braylon James. Inbounding on the far sideline is number 5 for HY. Passes the ball up now to the free throw line extended, and ball is stolen by Kane Cowan. Cowan circling back around on the defensive side. Has the ball in the circle, passes the lane, passes the timeline over to Sager. Sager's 16-foot jumper is hard off the iron, no good. Rebounded by James. Back out to Sager. Sager finds James in the corner. Back to Sager. Sager passes the ball across the court to Cowan. Cowan over to James on the near side now. Back to the free throw line extended as Cowan drives the lane. Triple team, no good. Finds Zane Flowers in the paint, but the shot is no good. Rebounded, coming quickly the other way for HY, and the pass is too much and out of bounds. Excellent effort there by the young HY defenders as they came back the other way. It was just a little bit too quick for them, and the ball will go back over to Balko. 1:48 left to go here in the first half. 13-0 your score. Cowan looking over, getting the play from the coaches. Hesitation pass down to McDougal. McDougal's pass is offline and no good, out of bounds. He missed everything, and it will be HY basketball. 1:34 left to go here in the first half. 13-0 your score. HY looking to inbound, does so underneath their own basket. Quickly coming across the timeline is number 15, being guarded by McDougal, and the ball is knocked away from behind by Zane Flowers. Will be out of bounds to HY underneath their own basket. 1:27 left to go in the first half. Ball inbounded to 11. Has the ball circling it around to the top of the key, over to the free throw line extended as 15 down to the wing. Has the ball, fakes the pass, now down to the block, knocked away by McDougal and picked up by Cowan. Cowan circling back around, coming back the other way as he passes beyond the timeline, top of the key, pass over to Flowers. Flowers down to the elbow. McDougal again with a 14-foot jumper, in and out, no good. Rebounded by James. James puts the ball up, again no good. Rebounded this time by Kane Cowan. Cowan now stepping out, resetting the offense with 54 seconds left to go. James with the shot hard off the iron, no good. HY coming quickly back the other way across the timeline, being guarded by Sager is number 5 as he sets, as 5 for HY sets up shop between the circles, passes over to the free throw line extended, knocked away by Cowan, and up to the front, Brody Sager with the ball being guarded by 11. The shot is off the glass and good. Brody Sager with a nice move, and the layup hard off the glass and in makes it now 15-0 favor Balko. 25 seconds left to go in the first half. 11 quickly bringing the ball across the timeline, passes over now to the top of the key. Down to the block, hard foul. Hard foul by number 5, Braylon James. That's his first team foul. Second team foul. Subbing into the game for HY is number 21, replacing number 15. So that is James's first personal foul. 18.3 left to go here in the first half. Inbounding underneath their own basket. But it's inbounded straight to Kane Cowan. Cowan gets the ball. Now 14 seconds. Passes over to Sager. Sager driving the lane, a long floater is no good, rebounded by HY. And the ball is knocked away. Cowan keeps it inbounds, not saved by anyone. James with the long shot, just short of the buzzer, is no good. And that's the end of the first half with the score. Balko Bison 15, Hardesty Yarborough Bison 0. That is the end of the first half, so we will take a quick break and we will come back for the second half of action between Balko and Hardesty Yarborough. Balko Bison basketball will continue in a moment on the Balko Bison Sports Network. Welcome back to Balko Bison Gym. We're at halftime where the Balko Bison lead the visiting Hardesty Yarborough Bison by a score of 15-0. The Bison are led in scoring by Kane Cowan, who has 9 points, all 9 of those points coming in the first half. Zachary McDougall chipping in with 4 points as well. To assist with the Bison. The defense was what was impressive, I think, for the Balko Bison. More so than anything else, it was just the smothering defense that they were, when they pressed, they were good, but they didn't always have to press. And so they would, there were times where they would do, a full court press or even a half court press. And then there were other times where Hardesty would just bring the ball up the court and then their man defense would take over and just dominate. Hardesty was not able to get anything going. And this game is almost the inverse of the girls' game that went earlier where Hardesty was able to get anything that they wanted and Balko was struggling to get anything. Not unlike the first game, Hardesty has a substantial height advantage with the team. But in this one, the speed and the speed and the technique of the Balko Bison players is just simply overpowering the Hardesty Yarborough Bison so far. We do want to thank everybody for listening into this broadcast. Once again, the score 15-0 favor Balko over Hardesty as we're about to begin the third quarter of play. Still waiting for Hardesty Yarborough to come out of the locker room. But once they do, the teams will take the court and we will commence with the second half of action. So we'll take a quick break and they'll give you a chance to go to the refrigerator, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, and join us right back here in a couple minutes. Balko Bison basketball will continue in a few moments. Welcome back to Bison Gym. We're at the start of the third quarter. HY will have the ball moving left to right across your screen. Number 11 has the ball for HY. Brings it across the timeline. Pass over to 15. Down on the block. The little 6-foot jumper is off the front iron. No good. Rebounded by Zeb Flowers. Flowers racing across the timeline. Bringing it in. Stops, pulls it back out. Passes up to the top of the key to Kane Cowan. Cowan passes over to Eli Naylor. Naylor wide open. 18-foot jumper is off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by Zane Flowers. Flowers misses everything on the putback. And ball goes past everyone and out of bounds. HY brings the ball back in quickly, but stolen by Brody Sager. Sager back across the timeline. Surveys the defense quickly. Looks past it over to Naylor. Naylor caught down to the corner. Passes it down to Flowers. Flowers loses the ball. Loses sight. He looked away from the ball for half a second. HY was able to get the steal coming back the other way, driving into the paint. 5 throws it up and is no good. Rebounded underneath by number 11. 11 goes around the rim and no. Deflected out of bounds by ball deflected out of bounds by Balko. Will be HY basketball. With 4:07 left to go here in the third quarter, a frenetic first minute here of the second half. And Balko leading Hardesty Yarborough by a score of 15-0. Just a reminder that Balko high school football will have their first round playoff matchup this week. In Forgan, as the Balko Forgan Bulls play host to the Kremlin Hillsdale Broncos. That game will be at 7 o'clock on Friday right here on Balko Bison TV. The ball is inbounded and number 3 for HY gets the shot on the block, but it's no good, but he is fouled on the play. Foul is on number 13. Zane Flowers. 3 at the line for HY to shoot 1. His first shot is off the backboard and no good. Score remains 15-0. 3:58 left to go here in the third quarter. 3 takes a few dribbles. The shot is off the backboard and in for the first point of the game for the Hardesty Yarborough Bison. It's now 15-1 with 3:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Cowan slowly bringing the ball across the timeline, passes over to Sager. Sager brings it back up to the top of the key. Pass over to Cowan to the free throw line extended. Fakes the ball, is defended very well by number 5. Sager passes ball back over to Cowan again. Cowan for 3 off the back iron, no good, over the backboard, and it will be a turnover. Hardesty Yarborough will get the ball. Subbing into the game for HY, number 13, replacing number 15 for the visiting Bison. Looks like we have a couple of substitutions about to come in for Balko at the next dead ball. HY inbounding, bringing the ball up. Number 11 passes the timeline over to the top of the key. 5 throws it in. The ball is knocked away. Eli Naylor coming up into a triple team, and the ball is knocked away. Kane Cowan playing defense now on number 5. 5 drives the ball hard around the rim and no good, rebounded by Flowers. Ball is stolen by number 11, but then he goes over the over the timeline the wrong way, and it will be Balko Bison basketball. Subbing into the game for the Balko Bison, number 1, Caleb Fleming, and number 25, Callan France. Replacing Zeb Flowers and Brody Sager. France will inbound on the far sideline, inbounding to Kane Cowan. Cowan bringing the ball across the timeline. 3:10 left to go here in the third quarter. Ball off of Fleming's hands and out of bounds. It will be Hardesty Yarborough basketball. Hardesty and Yarborough, 2 separate schools that do combine. They do a co-op for basketball, and it's that's a good situation when neither school really has enough personnel to field a team. It's a good way to keep these kids involved in the athletics as they get the ball down into the paint. All kinds of trouble down there, but they pass it back out at the free throw line. Ball back out to number 11. 11 standing in the circle, surveying the defense, and passes it off of number 13's hands and out of bounds. It will be Balko basketball. Subbing into the game for the Balko Bison, number 11, Zach McDougal, replacing Zane Flowers. Callan France inbounding it to Kane Cowan. Cowan crossing the timeline slowly, passes it over to Eli Naylor, who's just at the top of the key. Now between the circles is Fleming. Pass over again to Kane Cowan. Cowan into McDougal. McDougal thought about the shot, has it stolen away from him. Number 11 driving the whole way as he goes up for the layup, and he misses. No good, but rebounded by HY number 5. He's facing a quadruple team, and the defense resets. 5 contemplates what to do with the ball, pass it down to the block. 3 goes up, hard off the glass and in. And it is now 15-3. As Hardesty Yarborough has all of the scoring so far in the third quarter. 2 minutes left to go in the third. As Cowan brings the ball up, across the timeline, pass it over to Naylor. Naylor took his eye off the ball, dropped it, picked it back up to Fleming at the top of the key, who loses it to number 11. 11 passes the ball up, across the timeline to 15. 15 hesitation dribble. Gets it past Naylor, pass it over to 11. 11 goes up for the shot, who is fouled hard by Kane Cowan. And I believe, I may be mistaken on that, I believe that's 3 on Kane Cowan. Number 11 for HY will take 2 shots, though. As 11 takes 4 dribbles, has the shot, gathers, and the shot is up and good. They're saying that's the second foul on Cowan, so the first shot is good. 1:45 left to go here in the third quarter. 15-4 your score. Second free throw is up on the way, off the side of the backboard, or excuse me, just off the backboard, and no good. So 11-point lead for Balko with 1:43 left to go here in the third quarter. Cowan bringing the ball across midcourt, pass over to Eli Naylor. Naylor's shot is off the backboard, no good, rebounded by 13. And a foul on Balko, number 11, Zachary McDougal. That is his first personal. Third team foul here in the second half, and HY will take the ball the length of the court. 11 walks the ball across the timeline, passes over to the free throw line, extended. Pass down now into the block, and the shot is off the glass and no good. 4 gets his own rebound, tied up by Kane Cowan. Cowan rips the ball away from him and brings it back up now for Balko. Between the legs dribble, a couple of crossovers here on number 11. Passes the ball over to Eli Naylor. Across the timeline, back up to the top of the key between the circles. Now, Kane Cowan wide open for three, and that is good. His third three-pointer of the game now gives Balko an 18-4 lead with 50 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 11 bringing the ball across the timeline for HY. Does so, passes it right to Caleb Fleming. Fleming dribbles into a double team, loses the ball. HY coming back the other way, pass now into the block, but it's stolen by Kane Cowan. Cowan jogs the ball back across the timeline, coming the other way. 33 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Over to Callan France. France with the dribble across the three-point line, looking to get rid of it. Does so to McDougal. McDougal gets the ball, passes it out to Eli Naylor. Naylor for the three-point shot, and it is good. Eli Naylor's first points of the game, giving Balko now a 21-4 lead with 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 11 jogs the ball across the timeline, passes it over to the free throw line, extended 5. Now pass it down off the head of number 11 and out of bounds. Ball will remain with Hardesty Yarborough. 3.9 left here in the first quarter, and Balko with a 17-point lead. Looks to inbound over the 15-foot jumper from the wing is no good, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score Balko 21, Hardesty Yarborough 4. We'll take a quick break and be right back with you here on the Balko Bison Sports Network. This is Balko Bison Basketball. Welcome back to Balko Bison Gym. Here's we begin the fourth quarter of action with the Balko Bison leading the Hardesty Yarborough Bison by a score of 21-4. Balko will have the ball to start the fourth quarter, traveling from left to right across, from right to left across your screen. On the free throw line extended is Fleming, guarded very closely by 11, passes it out to Brody Sager. Sager, hesitation dribble, regains his balance, passes over to Fleming. Fleming passes over to Flowers. Flowers across the top of the key, passes it out to Fleming. Fleming again back to Flowers. Flowers being double teamed, dribbles around the double team, passes it down to the post where it's picked up. The shot is off the side of the backboard and maybe even behind the backboard and out of bounds.
Coach Thomas, who's 20? Yeah, 20. Oh, that's right.
11 coming up the other way. The layup is up and good. Alan Dolk missing the shot. 11 with the rebound and the fast break the other way, making it now 21-6. Brody Sager bringing the ball slowly across the timeline. Crosses over number 11, and another crossover. Has the ball, stops his dribble, passes it over to Zeb Flowers. Flowers being double teamed, loses the ball momentarily, gets it back. Passes the ball over to Brody Sager between the circles. Pass is now dribbling up beyond the free throw line extended. Has the ball, surveys the defense, takes the three because they're going to leave him wide open. He misses it. Are rebounded by Zeb Flowers. Flowers splitting a triple team with the layup around and no good. An impressive split of the defense by Zeb Flowers, just wasn't able to finish it off. They have a substitution for HY number 25 coming into the game now. 21-6 your score favor Balko. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the ballgame. 11 quickly bringing the ball across the timeline. Pass over to 15. 15 to the free throw line extended, being guarded by Zeb Flowers. Down to the block. Pass back out again. 15 into the lane, being double teamed. The shot is no good. Rebounded by 3 off of his leg and out of bounds. Ball will be over to Balko with 3:20 left to go here in the ballgame. 21-6 your score. Have substitutions coming into the game. And oh boy, here's where it gets fun for the announcer. Number three, Jack Patskowski, number 15, Evan Patskowski, and yes, they are identical twins. So this ought to be fun. Flowers inbounding the ball to Sager. Sager brings the ball across the timeline, surveys the defense, looks for someone open, directs the offense, passes over to Jack Patskowski, who gets it down to McDougal. McDougal shoots the shot, misses everything. Ball deflected out of bounds by Zeb Flowers. It will be a turnover, and Hardesty Yarborough will take over. Subbing into the game for Hardesty Yarborough, number 22, replacing number 15. 3:03 left to go here in the ballgame. 21-6 the score. Subbing into the game for Balko, number 5, Braylon James replacing Zach McDougal. And we now have, actually, we have more of the inexperienced players into the game. Hardesty Yarborough again keeping a couple of their starters in this time. I think it's just because of numbers, not necessarily to try and run up any score or anything. 11 driving into the lane, misses the layup, rebounded by Zeb Flowers. Flowers crosses him over, drives into the lane, down by the block. He goes up for a layup, and he is fouled on the floor by number 5. Oh, nope, they're going to say he was on the shot. So Zeb Flowers to shoot 2 free throws for the Balko Bison. First free throw is up on the way, off the iron a couple times, off the front iron, and no good. Score remaining 21-6, 2:45 left to go here in the ball game. Balko maintaining about a 16-point lead here throughout the second half, as the second shot is off the back iron and no good. Rebounded by 11. Coming all the way up, passes the ball across the timeline. Number 5 driving the lane. The shot is deflected by Zeb Flowers and misses. 5 getting his own rebound. Passes down to the block. 3 turnaround jumper is no good. Rebounded by Zeb Flowers along the baseline. Passes out to Sager. Sager crossing over to get past. He's being double teamed now in the backcourt. Deflected out of bounds by number 11. Ball will remain with Balko. 2:21 left to go in the ballgame. 21-6 your score. Inbound Zeb Flowers for 3, wide open. Nobody anywhere near him. And a sea of black jerseys there for the rebound. 11 bringing the ball up. Passes it far above the court. Too far out of the reach of number 5. Nice pass. A good effort by number 5 for Hardesty Yarborough. Just a little bit too strong. Out of bounds. It will be Balko ball. 2:06 remaining in the ballgame. Flowers inbounding to Sager. Sager slowly bringing the ball across the timeline, surveying the defense. Being guarded by 11. Pass over and he throws it away. 2-on-1 fast break coming the other way. 11 passes it back off to 5 on the block. What a nice pass by number 11 for Hardesty Yarborough. What an absolutely terrific pass and assist. That's a kid that has good court awareness, and that's someone that in a couple years, well, I guess in a few years, when they get up to high school ball, you're going to see that kid making plays like that all the way through, because that's something when at this age, when you're making plays like that, you're going to make plays like that all the way through. Hardesty Yarborough with the steal and a layup back the other way. And subbing into the game now for Balko, number 2, Jason Slovacek, and number 14, Jace Pickett. Pickett inbounding to Sager. 1:22 left to go in the ball game. 21-10 your score. Sager being guarded by 11. Passes over to Slovacek. Slovacek with the ball. Passes it back to Sager. Sager still being guarded very closely by number 11. Reaches in, knocks the ball away. Sager recovers. Crossover. Another crossover by Sager. Drives the lane. The shot is up off the glass and good. falling down shot by Brody Sager, an incredible shot. Scores now 23-10 with 47 seconds left to go in the ballgame. 11 racing the ball up, and Sager with the tie-up. Man, what a nice stretch by Brody Sager there in the last few seconds. 42.5 left to go here in the ballgame. 23-10 your score. HY inbounding onto the block. Threes layup is up and good. It's 23-12 now with 37 seconds left to go. Clock running. Slovacek to inbound to Sager. Sager walking the ball up the court. Half minute left to go in this contest. Being guarded again by number 11. Sager behind the back dribble. Another crossover. Slovacek sets a screen. Sager loses the ball. Flipped ahead. Number 5 all the way by himself for a breakaway layup, and it's now 23-14 with 10 seconds left to go. Slovacek to inbound the ball, does so to Sager. I think Sager's just going to be content to let the clock run out. There's 3 seconds left, 2, 1, and that's going to be the ball game with the final score. Balko 23, Hardesty Yarborough 14. I don't know if we're going to do an extra period this time. Oh, no, Hardesty says no. Well, I don't know, because we got people sitting down. Nope. Okay, nope, I guess we're going to call that good. All right, so that's the ball game with the final score, Balko 23, Hardesty Yarborough 14. We do want to thank everybody for listening to this broadcast of Balko Bison basketball here on the Balko Bison Sports Network. We appreciate all of your time and all of your efforts, and we want to let you know that, again, on Friday, the Balko Forgan Bulls will be taking on the Kremlin Hillsdale Broncos at 7 p.m. at Forgan in the first-round playoff matchup. I want to invite everybody to listen into that game on the Balko Bison Sports Network. Until next time, this is David Vaughn wishing you and yours the very best. I want to remind everybody that no amount of success can compensate for failure in the home. Make sure that you let your family know each and every single day just how much you love them. Until next time, take care and God bless.